100 years.
Welcome back to the show, this special edition of Today This Morning. After nearly 3 months and 6 days of deliberations, Erin Patterson is waking up a convicted triple murderer. The mushroom killer's trial captivated not just Australia, but the entire world. Some of the headlines there. Joining us to discuss today's headlines is Minister for Employment and Workplace Relations, Amanda Rishworth, and Liberal Senator James Patterson. Good morning, guys. Nice to see you. Amanda, to you first, your reaction to that verdict.
Well, look, I just hope that this verdict brings closure to the loved ones and the whole community, really. I think that this has been a very tragic story, but of course it has impacted so many lives. And so I just really do hope that this verdict brings some sort of closure. Obviously, nothing can replace the death of a loved one, but I do hope that this brings closure to loved ones, family members, and indeed the whole community.
Well said. James, the police investigation, the detectives, just an incredible job. What captured your attention most?
Well, Carl, I think the reason why this captured not just national but international attention is that people found it so difficult to understand why anybody would do such a thing to their loved ones and why they think that they would get away with such an act. And like Amanda, I hope that this brings some closure to the families and some measure of comfort that at least justice has been done for a horrible crime and the loss of 3 lives and almost the loss of another one.
OK, let's rattle on. Meantime, Amanda, the US apparently has sent letters to a number of different countries firming up trade deals ahead of August 1, or at least trying to firm them up. Did we get a letter, or are we still waiting for that one in the post?
Oh, look, nothing has changed for Australia. When it comes to what Donald Trump is calling reciprocal tariffs, we're getting the lowest level that any other country has had. So some of the letters that you've seen overnight are suggesting reciprocal tariffs of 25%. We are already at the lowest level. But of course, we will keep putting forward the case to say that we don't think any tariffs are justified, and we'll take every opportunity to do that.
The RBA is factoring in these Trump tariffs. They've joined a long queue of people who have lost complete faith in those negotiations, right?
Well, the RBA is independent and will make its decision based on a whole range of economic factors. And what I think they'll be paying close attention to, as they always do, is where inflation is sitting at. We've been working hard to bring inflation down. It is now in the RBA's target band, but of course they are independent and they'll make their decision today based on all the advice that's available to them. But of course, be welcome news for homeowners if it does decrease.
James, we have to just get used to the 10%. The government's put up the white flag.
Well, Amanda's right. The only fair tariff on Australia would be 0%, and I hope that's what we get. But we haven't given ourselves the best chance of securing that from the Trump administration because the Prime Minister has not even met President Trump, now 7 months after he was elected, in stark contrast to other world leaders like the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who did secure an exemption from steel and aluminium tariffs for the UK because of the personal relationship that he formed with President Trump. I really hope the Prime Minister doesn't leave it any longer before he forms that relationship and argues for the best case possible for our country.
OK, very quickly, finally, look, I've been on some magnificent junkets in my time, but we're learning this morning that Aussie taxpayers spent more than $1.5 million sending 75 public servants to a UN climate change summit. Amanda, is that justified in any way, shape or form?
Well, first I would say that attending what is known as COP is a really important international climate change event. I mean, countries across the world attend with their officials. Of course, Scott Morrison also... Well, Scott Morrison also attended with a large contingent of public servants, but we are looking to bid to host COP actually in Adelaide, and so this is important that we put our best foot forward, but it is not true to suggest governments of other stripes also haven't sent large numbers of public servants to COP.
Quickly, James. Fair COP?
Did we really need to send 75 public servants from 7 different government departments and agencies two ministers and their staff at a cost of $1.6 million at a time when Australians couldn't pay their rising electricity bills, and emissions under this government are actually up, not down. I mean, this is a talk fest which achieved nothing except first class climate junket for politicians and bureaucrats.
Okay, you both had your say on that. We appreciate you being on bright and early for us. Thank you so much. Says.